Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Ted here with Bodies and Wicks. Sorry about the bad connection that I continuously keep having. I don't know why I keep having it, and it's starting to annoy the crap out of me. But hopefully one day I will get this fixed, and we shall have a good session. Um, but I'm just gonna do the video as I would if I was live. So we're talking about where we are at in this roller coaster. So where are we? Have we bounced back? Are we in a good spot? I did a video on Sunday a couple days ago. It was on Ethereum. Well, first I forgot to do that thing again. So I am Ted. This is my thing called Bodies and Wicks, and what it is, it's my version of smart money, or teaching you smart money. What smart money is well, it's smart money. It's the people who have all the money that are in this game, who know how to play this game, who know how to strip you of your money, because 90% of people who, I would say 90% of people, but well, 90% of people who actually trade in options trading or trading CFDs on MetaTrader 4, things like that, usually end up losing money. Because they don't know what they're doing. They're trading on a guess. They think they have a hunch, or something like that. Some people just get lucky, and they'll make some money here and there, or they read books and the books tell them to do this, and they'll do exactly what the books tell them or what this person online tells them, and they end up doing exactly what they're told. And you know how many times have you drawn a trend line, and you traded off that trend line, and it went backwards against you? How many times have you sold at, let's say you made two highs and it's going to make a third high, almost the exact height, and you sold right at that point where it made the third high, and it went against you and it started going higher and it didn't come down? It's these kind of things that are smart money, right? I could have told you ahead of time that, hey, don't do that, don't sell that, because that's what smart money is expecting you to do, right? These people with all of this money know exactly what the people with the dumb money are going to do, because they know what they've been taught at the street level. They know what they've been taught at the level of a beginner level. They don't know anything beyond that. They don't, everybody uses these channels and these trend lines and these weird head and shoulders patterns or whatever. If you think about it, the market doesn't act like geometry. Money does not act like geometry. It doesn't make triangles just to jump out of it and then go one way. It thinks about things, right? The market is seeking things. The market seeks liquidity. That's what it is seeking. It is seeking orders in the market at all times. That's all it's doing. It's seeking orders. So whoever taught you what, if you don't want to listen to me, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, everything is an algorithm. There's no such thing as buying and selling pressure, right? If you see a red candle, it's not because a bunch of people sold. It's because the algorithm did that, right? It's because there was something that the algorithm was seeking as far as liquidity was concerned that made that price drop. If the price went really high, same thing. It's because there was something up that was up high that had a lot of orders waiting, and it had the algorithm understanding that there's orders waiting in the certain area, and so the price jumped to that area. So If you don't want to listen to me, change it. Go ahead and find somebody else that's going to tell you to do the same thing over and over again, and you're going to keep losing your money, right? Otherwise, you can hang out with me. We got some bumping music, and hopefully we can. And like I said, I told you, like I said, I made that movie on Sunday. I made that post on Sunday about Ethereum, about it looking good, and about the algorithm looking good, is why I specifically referred to it. And I was showing you what the algorithm was doing, and sure enough, Ethereum is still climbing. I said we would make it to 3,000 by the end of the week. We hit 2,700 today, right? And we were at 1,800, I think it was what it was. What did it get down to? It got down to somewhere around there. It got to 1,800 on Sunday, on the day that I turned around and said we will hit 3,000 this week. So, up to you. You can listen to me, or you can not. That's, your call. So, anyways, let's go ahead and check out Ethereum. Let's see what it's doing. Let's see what's going on with it. So, this is a daily chart here. Of course, you can see as far back as April 27th. Of course, I have a lot of notes. We can hide them if we need to. So what exactly, to be honest, I mean, I don't know what caused the crash. I can't tell you that. I think, I think we went too high too quick, especially since we've been growing. Well, even though Ethereum kind of had its sideways moments there in February or whatever, Ethereum grew. I remember when Ethereum was at $400. I was trading Ethereum when it was at $300, $400. With the, I think it was like a $2 spread. Now it's a $10 spread. You can't trade, especially on MetaTrader 4. You can't trade Ethereum without first being $10 in the hole. If you've never traded CFDs before, it's kind of like options with no limits. There's no strike price. It's just get across the spread and then you start making money, instead of aiming for the strike price and paying the premium, which the premium is, basically the spread. But what we have seen, if we bring everything back, and if we want to look at this line, see the yellow line it got to. That was a breaker. And I actually pulled the line up on accident. So let's go back. So what I will do is I'll try to show you what happened in here. If we can get it even down to maybe the hour. So there it is. There's that low. That boom, it hit that low. So I'm going to try to scrunch this up as much as possible. See if I can't get over all the way to the left side. There's the orange line. See, I just have lines drawn over the place to give me marks of where we are. So this is an old breaker. So the algorithm remembers everything. It cuts through candles. Candles don't matter. It'll still cut through them and remember. So as you can see up here, we have formation of a low, high, lower low. Right? So on top of that, so this up candle, that your last up green candle, is going to be your breaker. So that usually acts as support, or resistance actually. As you can see, as it came up here, boom, hits it, falls back down, but then guess what it did? Drove right through it. Okay. Now after it drives right through it, now it acts as support. And when was the last time it hit it? The last time it hit it, a couple days ago. So this huge opening was like an invitation had been an invitation for price to come back to for quite some time, is what this big opening was. And you can find plenty of these throughout, just looking through the chart. If you see something like this, big open invitation, but see, like I said, it acts as support. So as you can see, as it's going up, it drops back down. Boom, this little drop down here, boom, pops out, acts as support, so it pops it back up. So that was another one that these open areas can be those invitations to come back to, but depending on they could also hit it. It just depends on which way the price is looking to go. If price is looking to go lower, what would happen is it would hit it, bounce back, and then continue going lower and bounce back and go lower. Eventually fight through all of this, to get through until we got done, without this big green candle. And then now we have candles that are balanced, and who knows what's going to happen next after that. So there's just little things like that. And this right here, this is, gotta draw this a little bit straighter here. That's some double bottoms right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if price went below that. I had no idea what this line is right here, but I'm gonna draw a line right now and see if we saw a spike or a drop through this line right here. It doesn't have to be that thick. Come on now. I guess I've been drawing my lines pretty thick lately. Go with silver, and let's just go with like a regular line here. Boom, right through it. See, because of that liquidity. So what happened basically was that since these two lines were sitting here close together, this was causing liquidity, right? Meaning that there were orders sitting here. Orders meaning that basically if you could set a buy order here, or you could put a sell order here, or a sell stop, thinking that if it's going to go through it, it's going to keep going straight down. So what usually happens is both, right? So what you usually get is, and I don't know how many videos I've done this in, but I'll do it again, to the noobs who've not seen anything. You'll get people that'll think that it's going to stop right there, right? So you get people that think it's going to get really close enough and it's going to enter and then turn around, because that's what it's done once, twice before, right? And then you'll get the people that'll do the opposite. They'll do the short position, and they will put their limit or their entrance right at the tip of where this last ended, so that way as soon as it goes through it, it starts it triggers the order, it triggers the market. Liquidity is then flooded into the market, and then thus now we have more liquidity into the market. So now either way, we have liquidity into the market whenever you have double bottoms like this, and you see something go straight down into it and then straight back up. So what you've done is you've triggered these buy limits. So you've triggered these buy limits that you think are going to go up And what happened to those buy limits? That money went whoop, straight down and hit your stop loss. Money out. Here, what? It went down, right? You started making money. What did it do? Come back up. Boom. Hit your stop loss. Took you out. Took your money. So that's exactly what happened. Whenever, let's scrunch this up. Exactly what happened when this guy came through, right? Exactly what happened. Took out both sides, right? And that's what smart money does. It's going to look out to take both sides of the market. Almost, not every time, but you know, at least twice. See, here I was drawing equals, and here, I mean, that strike was part of it. That strike even took out more. This, whoever was here though, could have been smart and put, you know, a stop loss on it, and put a stop loss and actually put a decent take profit instead of trying to go for the whole shebang, you know, and made some money off of it. So it just depends. Here's another one, and it looks like at first there was, and it looks like there was a red. Yep. So there was two that went through that. So you have this one that went through here and probably took out these first. Let me see. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, probably took out these, took out this one for sure. And then it pops back up, and then boom, goes back down again. Oh yeah, so that first red one was the one that took out all those. So it barely gets down below all those. The red one does, as you can see. Red one ends here, so this is where the red one ends. So it almost makes it equal here. And then this one comes through and it just wipes them all out. So then it wiped out this one, and then it wiped out these two. So then pops back up, and now everybody's guessing where the next, you know, support is, because this just came down way through here. But everybody knows that's not support because, well, at least short-term support, because that was just a crazy fall. So now everybody's trying to figure out where the next support is. Nobody really knows, so everybody's guessing and probably just chasing price. So that's what happened. These last, especially, I want to say, you know, probably all of last week. People were just chasing price because they didn't know what to do, because they wanted to make money because they were making money. And then all of a sudden they saw their chances. I mean, it was 15th of May, and then all of a sudden their chances of starting making money were starting to dwindle. So what were people doing? Everybody was just chasing price. They were trying to figure out, okay, this one's going up, put money in it. And then all of a sudden it starts going down. So what do? They sell, and then they put money in something that's starting to go up. And then what does it do? It sells, and then so everybody was just chasing price. I was sitting on the sidelines most of the time. I did, or else I hodled. I didn't touch anything. Couple things I tried to move around, but other than that, I just kind of stayed still because I knew what was going on. I knew smart money was in the room, and I knew a lot of people were losing money. So. But this Sunday, whenever we got this guy here that came down and hit the bottom, I was like, all right, let's see what's going on with this. So now is when we get to the fun part. really getting into what happened to Ethereum. I just need to do this because there's no point in having... I don't even use indicators down below, so that's why I just ignore them. Alright, so this guy comes down, you can see slowly coming down, then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Alright, so you have this guy here, you can see, remember those open invitations that I was talking about? What happened? Boom, it comes up into it. What does it do? Bounces back out, but then what happens? Blasts through it, just like the last one that we saw that touched this line. Remember? It was a breaker that came up, right? Touched, and then fell really hard, and then another one came back up and touched it, and then pulled back, and then went right through it, right? So that's what breakers do. Because that's where the orders are, you know. So everybody's thinking it's going to drop right here. So what do people do? They start selling, right? And they start selling right in these areas, and then all of a sudden, whoop, goes up, takes you out. All right, and this does fall back, and it falls back below here, right? Because there's liquidity sitting below here. People with sell stops sitting below here. Thinking that if it's gonna fall below this red line, or you know, this green line, it's gonna continue falling. So it takes out that liquidity, continues moving, and then it's just almost like a game of ping pong here with this. And what I'm highlighting here is this green candle, because this green candle is the breaker for this whole thing, right? So because you have a high, right, low, and you have a lower high, right? So high, low, lower high. So it's actually more of a mitigation than anything, but either way, this whole area is going to act as a support and resistance area, right? So as you can see, gets to the bottom of it, boom, gets out, kind of stays on top, touches it, until it goes through it and back up through it, and then again kind of stays in that same zone until it finally breaks away. Right now, you can see there's another breaker here, right? Low, high, lower low. So now you have another breaker here, and also another open invitation here. So you see this open invitation here? Draw this all the way to the right. Guarantee you, gets above it, drops back inside of it, then it pushes it back out. So once you see those open invitations, they're almost like magnets. You know, they'll go through it, they'll stay in it, but then they'll jump back out. Same thing. Let's see here. We have another one here, actually. So I haven't taken a look at anything since this. And let's take a look at some of these that we do have going. So right here we have, well, that's not going to work now, is it? No, not a path. Rectangle. What does it do? Come up, fills it, pops back down, fills it, pops back down, boom, shoots right through it. Comes down, fills it, pops up, down, right through it. Comes up, touches it exactly right there. Comes up, gets rejected. Every time it goes inside, and just like it, gets rejected unless it flies through it. And then here you can see pushes up, and then you can see it's pushing down It looks like it's wanting to push it back out. Pushes up. Again, now it's outside of it. Pushes down into it. Pushes back outside of it. So now we're outside of it. Same thing. Pushes down into it. Gets pushed back out. Then look. Boom. Boom. Pushed right through. Comes up. Touches it exactly. Moves over. And then boom. Right through. Pulls back into it. Out. Alright. And then pulls back into it. Out. So this actually had a lot of action on it. A lot of action. I don't know here. Let me take my head off of here so that way you guys can see me, or at least you guys can see the screen more than you can my head and me going boom. So that was actually one interesting fair value gap. So what is that? It's called fair value gap. I see another one already now. Same thing. Touches it, rejected, boom, through it. Boom, through it, touches it, rejected, rejected, through it, and then through it again, and then on its way. So, you just kind of have to, especially with these, you just have to pay attention to them whenever they're there and when they're happening, and just try to figure out which direction it's gonna go. If you whatever bias you may have, right now I've got a bullish bias, so I would have been bullish on that the whole way through. I would have tried to buy underneath here somewhere. I would have tried to have done, because it didn't create any order. Well, yeah, it did create an order block right here. You can see. So you have this candle, well, both of these candles actually kind of create the same, almost as one candle, but you have this big what are they called? I don't know what their specific name for that candle. I know that Maribosu, is that what they're called? I don't even know. I should know, but to me it's not that important. It's just you're able to find it. Maribosa candle. Is that what it is? Maribosu. Yeah, Maribosu. There we go. That's what I meant to say. Maribosu. Maribosu candlestick pattern. Okay. So, anyways, you have that standing next to these two, making this an order block, right? So, whenever you have a large candle or a larger candle sitting next to two smaller candles that have volume, by the way, they can't just be little sticks like this that have just, a little bit of a wick. A candle has to have volume to be an order block. So take this, you go this way with it, and look at this. All of those, none of the bodies closed underneath the top of that. Boom. Stay there, pop it. Comes down into that order block, pops back out, pushes up, tries to come back down into it, says nope, pushes up, And there you go. Order block pushes it out. Alright, let's see, we try to understand what's going on here. Here we have another fair value gap. Interesting one. So it pulls in, pushes out, pushes in, pushes it back out, and then there you go. Now you can see it trying to fight it. That's what I was talking about when it's trying to find lower prices. When it's trying to find lower prices, especially what's up with these type of fair value gaps, instead of pushing them out, which is what they usually do, you know, if it wants to go higher, it'll push itself out, and that's what it usually does. It'll get inside of it, but usually it'll get inside of it to almost be like a springboard to push itself out. But if it wants to try to find lower prices, it's gonna stay in there and stay in there hard until it finds that lower price. But the thing is it really didn't find much. It really didn't go that low, which is interesting. Probably because ends up running into that right there, maybe this fair value or this order block. But did it get, hold on, oops, didn't mean to do that. But did it get below the order block is the question. Hold on. It does. It gets below that order block. But I don't know if it gets below this one. It does. So, interesting. Is it trying to find... Nope, it doesn't get below there. And this right here is interesting formation to me, to be honest. No explanation for why it did what it did, other than it probably just pushed a little bit through the bullish order block here. So you basically have two bullish order blocks. Well, actually no, this one's not a bullish order block. Sorry, because the body of this candle does not break this body of this candle here. This green candle does not break that red candle. Does not break above it, right? So, but this red candle here, this red candle here, if it would actually draw around it, it does actually get these two green candles overtake it. So since they overtake it, that's what makes that an order block. So that's why the top of that order block, usually once that happens, it acts as a springboard above. When it returns to that area, it usually rejects it, and eventually it does. It just usually doesn't go all the way through. So something was happening here, that it was trying to find lower prices for some reason. But it gets rejected out. And in all honesty, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing that it got rejected out. Gets rejected out. Alright. See it come back near the fair value gap. Now we have another fair value gap. as you can see, as soon as it comes back inside of it, it jumps out. So I'll go ahead and draw it out for you anyway, just so you can understand. Do a box here. You got this guy, you got this guy. Pull this over. No, I don't need two of these. I just need this one. What in the world is happening? Hey. Oh my god. I am... Okay. Sure, let's have two of them. Not a problem. Stop right there. Alright. Oh, jeez. Okay, right there. Right there. Stop. Okay. Now, we just need to slide this way. Oh my god. This is annoying me. I don't know why this is doing this. Oh, actually, I do know why it's doing this, and I'm going to make it quick. Quit right now, because it's in draw mode. Alright, so instead... Aren't we out of draw mode now? Thank you. There we go. Okay, so now we actually have the fair value gap from this candle to this candle. Fair value gap meaning that there is a gap in between 3 consecutive candles, right? We have 3 consecutive candles. There is a gap from one candle to the third candle, between gap and between 1 and 3, right? These gaps kind of act as magnets, but then again also act as repellent. So they'll pull back in, they'll push out. Or again, as I was saying, if it's looking to go for opposite direction, if it's actually looking for lower prices for liquidity, because that's what it's always looking for, then it would push lower, right? It would push on lower, and it would take a lot longer. But instead, just jumps in, jumps out like a bathtub. Boom, out. Look, we got another one already. Can you see it? There it is. Pull it sideways. Nothing's hit it yet. Alright, so now we have something to look at. So I'm going to leave this here on these charts because we don't know when it's going to come back down to this area. And when it does, it should either bounce or drive through it. It's getting close, that's for sure. So this is a lot of 5 minutes that have happened since Sunday. Let's look at the drive at the top here. See if I can notify anything. Do you have a low, a high, high or low? So you have a breaker as this candle going across, acting as support. Boom, goes up. Acting as support. Boom, goes up until it drives straight through. Then it comes back. But when it comes back, look, boom, stays as support. Bodies don't go outside of it, just the tails. Takes it out all the way to the other side until it finally drops through it. Until something else like this. Okay, so goes all the way down here, and then now we have another fair value gap here. And look, as soon as it touches the bottom, rejected, rejected, rejected. Rejected, but then finally goes through. Comes up, boom, rejected. Then you have this value gap here. I mean, they're all over the place. But as you can see, there's just some that are more forceful than others. So this one just didn't even want to be, you know, none of the candles wanted to be in this area. So it was struggling to find a way out. Finally got its way out. But here, look, you can see the bottom of this. Comes down, touches the bottom. Comes up, does this beat out these highs? It does. So it comes higher than these highs. Doesn't really. Here's the thing: is that this is all of this broke. I mean, the entire time it's breaking structure, right? It's breaking the structure. So as soon as this gets higher than this, we have broken structure, which means we are looking for higher prices, right? So now it comes up to here. We're looking for some kind of symbols for it to get higher. It does. We're looking for it to get above here. Ultimately, here is where we want it to go, right? The reason we want it to get here is because that is the last high before another block, technically. So even though it's not between 3 candles, I guarantee you that in an hour that would be some kind of yeah, look at this. Oh yeah, here it is, up here. Yep, on the hour chart. On the hour chart, it is a fair value gap. Fair value gap that is entered, rejected. Goes through. And so far, if we want to leave it there, we can, because it looks like it came down and almost touched that and rejected off of that. Right now, well, also you have the fair value gap between here and here. So now you have basically a double fair value gap on top of each other. This would enter the fair value gap, now rejected out of it. So Ethereum still looking good, even though, look, I mean, you had these, somewhat semi highs, broke those, right? This broke to here. It's basically the same high, right? So, since it's basically the same high, it's going to be looking to break those same highs, right? I might as well draw a line from here to here, because I really wonder if it's the same price. A couple dollars difference. Which one's higher? One on the left or the right? Well, on the right's higher, so this actually broke. This actually broke higher than this. Not by much, but it broke higher. So, I mean, could that be a change in market structure? I think so. I do. I think so. I think that is definitely a change in market structure. The thing was, people were worried once it got that high, would that be the high? It falls back, right? But once it falls back, what does it do? Looks like it hits a strong order block here. Actually, I'm not for sure. Yeah, that would definitely be an order block there. So now you have this hour order block. Let me turn this off. So everything I'm showing you works on every time frame, right? So comes back down, hits the order block. Whenever it hits an order block coming in like that, you can almost bet that it's going to go higher. So boom, goes up higher. Doesn't necessarily make it to these highs. Doesn't have to, because what it does is it closes in fair value gap, right? So it closes in. There's a fair value gap right here too. There's another one on the hour. Let me put the magnet back on. Right. So it looks like this one plus the other one behind it, trying to keep the prices down, but it doesn't want to stay down. Boom. So all of these fair value gaps that are in here, there's 3 of them. Look, only took 2 candles to get past it. So if it really wants to get past it, it can get past it. And then fell back a little bit into the fair value gap, and that's pushing back out. I guarantee you it's going to be aiming for these guys next. Right? So we're looking for this 3,000. And it's going to be here. Look here. $3,029 actually. Maybe we make a wager. It's looking to grab this guy. Guarantee you. There's no other fair value gaps or anything along the way. There's another one actually, just above there. So this will be the next obstacle. But there's liquidity above here. There's liquidity above here. Till it gets to here. So we are on our way to 3,000. Guaranteed. Guarantee we are on our way to 3,000. And that's just Ethereum. I mean, now I don't know what to tell you about the rest of them, because to do that with the rest of them would take all night. And now it's already 48 minutes, and that was just Ethereum. So, I mean, if you want to look through these charts and find out which direction they're going, I think I pointed some out already. This is what I was looking at last night. There was a fair value gap all the way down here. Usually you'll find those on big drops, right? So you had this big fair value gap on this drop. I think I found that on the 15-minute maybe. Yep. So 15-minute from here to here to here, and there you go. There's that fair value gap. So you have a big one there that it's got to get through. Bitcoin does. This is just me. I think this is me talking last night about Bitcoin, saying, hey, this is what's going to happen for Bitcoin to get out of here, because it was going in between this right here, which was your breaker, So it comes up, hits the top of the breaker, comes down here, comes into the fair value gap, comes up, breaker, fair value gap, and it's going between both. Finally gets above what I thought was going to happen, and it does happen, but it happens in a weird kind of way. It finally gets above. I thought it was going to go above, come back, and then go up again, but it does. It goes above, then it takes a while, and then it pulls back really quickly. So that's where I thought it was going to, and I thought it was going to pull back a lot harder than just the top of that. As you can see, it jumps out of here, but the reason it only comes back that far is due to a fair value gap. So you put these here, pull it across, there you go. Jumps out, jumps into this fair value gap, boom, repels out. Right, and look, it's doing it again. Connect these two, pull them across, boom, fair value gap out. That's all you gotta do is watch for fair value gaps. Because as soon as they pull into one, you can just hit buy and it's gonna jump out of it, probably. And same thing, here we go again. Small one. Boom. But it did jump out. Now, once you see a lot of clutter inside these, or once you do have a fair value gap, and then you do have a lot of clutter, it's because there's probably something else that's going on, right? So, whatever else that's going on looks like it looks like you have two highs happening right here, right? Coming down, boom, it's hard push down, right? Kind of lightly fills up, hard push down, and then all of a sudden shoots up. So this hard push down it into something. And this is it right here. These two count together, so you have your low, high, and your lower high. So your two top candles equal your breaker block, going all the way over to your breaker block. That's when it gets inside the breaker block. Boom, gets rejected back out. Same thing, comes into the breaker block, gets rejected back out. And then now we have a new, looks like block created. It's because we have a low, high, and then lower low. So now we have a mitigation. So now the algorithm is focused on the mitigation, right? So now it's looking to stay underneath here. Here, as you can see, made the fair value gap, touched it, automatically drops out, pulls down. What does it pull down into? Fair value gap, pulls back out. This one jumped into this order block here. See that? This small candle next to this big candle, almost like a Maribozu, but not. Comes down, touches it, pulls back. now it's just riding price action. Got a small little fair value gap here. It looks like it's already been touched and exited. Yep. So now it's pushing on up. So now because of that fair value gap right there, we got Bitcoin moving on up. So like I said, I could do this all night with all these. So I mean, take a look at Litecoin. I mean, they're all looking good because they're all breaking. I mean, the main thing you want to look for is if they are breaking what's the word I'm looking for? Breaking any type of market structure. So you want to see if they're breaking any type of market structure. Here, look, I drew this equal highs over. And of course, boom, breaks those equal highs. Jumps into this fair value gap here. Of course, gets rejected out. Right? Comes back up. But once it comes back up, looks like it hits the order block. So there's a negative order block right here, as you can see. So if we want to jump in on this, you can see this last up candle is overtaken by this big red candle. Again, almost like the Maribozu from the first one, but it's overtaken by it. So it creates an order block. We draw this all the way over. So that way, whenever price comes back to it, it gets rejected from that price. Right? And here, this one has a hole all the way down to the other side for fair value gap, and it's almost like identical to this one. This one stays above it. This one drops right through it. Stays just underneath it. Pushes out, but now we have, I don't even know. Let's see here what we got now, because we're at the last of it. So because this one just kept pushing through, because this one didn't. You can see it did. You can see that this one didn't want, you know, it was trying to push it out since it came from underneath, right? It was trying to push it out, push it out, push it out, but it was fighting because it was looking for these higher prices, looking for these higher prices. So Litecoins will go, it's going up, and you can do this all night. So I mean, BNB. Ooh, BNB is not looking too good. But this is a daily here. So, and of course, this had that big day drop right here, which is a good thing. So, if we think about it, BNB's got this going all the way across, right? So eventually it's going to want to get back up into this, because these act as magnets, basically. Get down to the hour. There you go. There's another one. All the way across. Actually hits this as a fair value or order block. Knocked down, knocked out. There we go, right in the bottom of it. So this one might stay down a little bit unless it can fight through these. You know, let's see what Maddox is doing. This is another one that one of his articles said to watch. See how it's going to react. Hasn't broken any structure yet, but it is about to make 2 equal highs, which means actually no, look, there's another high over here. You got almost 2 equal highs. It's just looking to try to make higher prices. So Maddox trying to make higher prices as well. What else we want to look at? We want to look at Solana. Solana's making me mad because I want Solana to come up higher and quicker. It's not coming up as fast as I want. It made this dip today. I should have bought. It got close to that breaking that high, but it didn't. It fell. I'm on a 15-minute shot here. Alright, so it gets up, hits this. This is the order block right here. Starts down here. Goes all the way across. Gets rejected. Solana, unfortunately, not looking too good. But also hits a positive order block right here. Where's it at? It's right here. Not for sure if it hits it or not, but it looks like it does. Let me getting a lot closer on that. Definitely filled in those gaps. I mean, I'm sure on a higher time frame, this big red candle is going to act as an order block. Let's go to the hour. Let's see what it looks like from here. So yeah, all of these look like order blocks. So it comes down. Oh yeah, the last one just barely touches the last one, pumps back out. So we could see Solana trying to come back up now. Not compare. One I personally want to look at EOS. Look at this. Boom, comes in, rejected. Gets near it, rejected. I was in this for a while, and I took profits. I made some money off the COS whenever it turned around and started going this way. Actually, I think I jumped in it when it was somewhere over here. Let me see. Well, no, this is the hour, so this had to be earlier today. It was right around, probably right around in here. I think I jumped in. Yeah, it was 5:46. Hell, this doesn't even show it. Here we go. Mine shows 5:46 to 5:58 on a 0.05. I guess every oh, this is calculated by TradingView, so not 100%. You know, it's just like market cap. It's kind of an accumulation of all prices. But speaking of that, let's actually check out market cap while we're doing this. Let's see if we got any good how prices are doing between everybody. It's like a rolling 7-day period. Let's see if there's any winners. How does it show if there's any winners? There we go, gainers and losers. See, the winners are always these weird things I never even heard of. People just make a coin and it just blows up, and then they sell it off and make money off of it. There's got to be like I don't know, a group of like a couple thousand people doing this every day, knowing which ones to bet on each day. Because I don't even know what Zabaku Inu is, or where the hell you could even find Zabaku Inu. Where do you find this at? Pancake swap. It's the only place you can find it. That's insane. But Bitcoin above 38 at least. Ethereum getting close to that 3,000. I told you. Been telling you since Sunday. Cardano needs to get higher. Chainlink looking good. Chainlink having an up day. Polygon having an up day. We got Ethereum Classic having an up day. So it seemed like all last week, you know, we were just kind of going just straight down the toilet. And then, you know, Sunday hits, and then boom, things like kind of look like, you know, it was just like, all right, Sunday is the day. Everything hit its lowest except for Bitcoin, and it just seemed like, well, crap, that was a waste of a week. Is this gonna keep happening? And to me and the way I was looking at things, it was looking good. It was looking like it was just a phase, and price dropped really fast, because it was looking for liquidity. It was looking to take a lot of people out. These people who have all this money were looking to take a lot of people out, take their money. Is what they were looking to do. They knew it was growing too fast, too quick. They knew too many people were buying at the top. They knew they would sell, their panic sell if it got too low, and so they took advantage of it. I feel like they took kind of advantage of those things. So, anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you tonight, guys. Sorry, it's been an hour, it's long enough. But I hope you found this interesting. I hope my little tricks can show you something in the future. Look for those inside all of your charts. Don't rely on trend lines, guys. Don't rely on trend lines, please. Don't even think about trend lines. They're the worst thing in the world. Math does not, or sorry, not math, but price does not follow triangles or squares or I guess my squares they kind of did, but there was a specific reason. There's a hollow point between them where price wasn't there before, so it kind of left a void, so price gets back in that void and is rejected out of it, so but it doesn't form it doesn't do these wedges or anything like that. I mean, you see them, yes, they're there, you can see them, but if you take a closer look, there's something more inside of those wedges or those squares or those trend lines or whatever it is that you're looking at, that more than meets the eye. You got to think about how the opposite side plays the game. Okay, so thanks very much for watching my show. My name is Ted, and always remember to wear your pants.